Was Danny Cox present?
Danny Cox. Oh, Cox. Yeah, he was there. Danny Cox. Oh, he slapped me in the face.
I'm Michael Moore. What do you think about black people?
I guess.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're a racist. I hate you.
Yes, I'm afraid of C-Block. They come to the Phoenix and they disrespect Tom Gaffey and they treat us badly and they've beaten me up for no reason. I don't like it. It makes me feel unsafe. I barely even go to the Phoenix anymore. I don't know. We need to get C-Block out of Petaluma.
About C-Block when I saw their graffiti up around everywhere, and then I saw somebody got beat, and I hear somebody yelling, "C-Block, X-gay, C-Block, X-gay, homos for life," and I was just like, oh my god, Jesus, and I ran and called the cops. I was scared.
The first time I ever had heard or personally encountered C-Block was it was just an average day at school. It was towards the beginning of this year. We were all placed in our normal positions. About I'd say maybe 100, 200 feet, maybe southeast of where their territory is. We were all just enjoying our lunch, and I see when I see in the distance, I see apples and oranges and hot dogs, little kids' wieners thrown back and forth across the courtyard in a manner that we would usually be enjoying throwing at the farm boys, from the farm. And I was thinking, what is going on here? Who are these little bastards that are taking our pastime of throwing objects, food, towards douchebags at lunch? That was my first real encounter, and I'd be honest with you, it really took me by surprise. I didn't know what to think.
For a while, I was standing up for them because those guys, the juniors over there, would always throw food at them. So then one day, I was sitting with my friends, all innocent can be, over there on that bench, and they threw food at us, the C-Block or whatever the names are. And so I said, hey, don't throw food at us. So as I turned around and walked away, they threw more food at us, and I was just like, all right. So I picked one of them up and said, stop throwing food at us. And then the next day, they came and threw more food at us, and when I got one of them by themselves, they freaked out, and all the yard duties hate them, and they're stupid.
Well, they don't throw as much as they get accused of. A lot of it starts from over here. But it's been stopped pretty well now because we get them on camera, so they don't do it much now.
People had started because punch them. C-Block had to work hard to bring me in the locker room, but y'all got me ganged up, and look at that scar right there, what y'all doing? It's called C and everything, what I'm saying? So we're doing this for the baby mamas out there, and for our moms, taking care of people all the way.
I'm Jordy. I used to rule with C-Block. It was a tough time in my life. We went downtown together. We went to JT's restaurant. We hung out in his attic above the restaurant. Shit happened in there.
How you like that, bitch? You got your hat, Andy, you got your hat.
Bad shit. It was a tough time in my life.
Well, as a matter of due course for real estate, I have to disclose what's going on. And in the event that I have to say there's a C-Block situation, a lot of time that does tend to put first-time buyers off. I would say what happens by having the C-Block activity does bring the values down because of all the troubles and the police activity and just general clutter of the situation in the neighborhoods.
C-Block it! No. They're MCs. No, you gotta C-Block, reel it in.
I
I'm Olivia Gray. I am the sister of Ian Gray, like the infamous C-blocker. And Ian used to be like a really good kid, you know? Like he got straight A's and he used to wear Under Armour only. And he was pretty awesome. And then
he ran track.
Yeah, he ran a 6-minute mile. Then he met Danny Cox.
Adam Knox class. My sack itches a little bit. How you doing? How you doing? That's right, I'm Danny Cox. I'm Sam.
Well, Dan, you know, he comes from a pretty decent background. I know his parents pretty well. They own a local restaurant that I go to, right next to my office, and I think they're very upset to see the situation he put himself in. Very scary, and you know, he's definitely gone down the wrong road.
He started hanging out with Danny every day, and then like every hour, Danny would show up in the middle of the night, and it started to have like an influence on Ian. One time Ian went over to Danny's house and came back 45 minutes later, but he had no pants. He claimed that he lost them, but it's sort of a mystery as to why he would be losing pants at Danny's house. So that sort of brings up the question of his sexuality.
Well, for example, we have a policy at school in regards to gang behavior or gang apparel or gang clothing, and when that's brought to my attention, I work with the administrators at school to deal with the individuals that are violating school policy.
I think he's taken on a lot of anger out there in the community, especially with some of the activities with the other kids. It's not cool. His parents would not be very happy if they knew what he was up to.
About 3 years ago, there was a student that at Petaluma High School who was involved in gangs, and it was a Friday night. We were playing Rancho Cotati High School, and he approached this kid because he was wearing a certain color, and obviously Rancho Cotati's high school colors are red and blue. Well, this kid from Petaluma High took offense to one of those colors, called the kid some names, and when the kid turned around, punched him in the back of the head. So that was definitely gang related, and that person no longer goes to the school.
One does what God does enough times, it becomes God is. You put it together, you get what you wanted, desired enough times.
Show us what they did to you, Michael.
It's because of C-Block. C-Block did this to me.
One does what God does enough times, it becomes God is. You put it together, you get what you wanted, desired enough times. He believes he will become one who is wanted and desired and accepted. Because God has power. And if one does what God does,